Someone cuts you off in traffic, your heart races, your blood boils, your coworker makes a sarcastic comment. It ruins your entire day. A stranger gives you a dirty look. You're still thinking about it 3 hours later. And after all of that, you feel drained, guilty, out of control, like you're at the mercy of whatever life throws at you. Here's the truth. The problem isn't them. It's that you're playing a game where everyone else controls your emotional remote control. Today, I'm going to show you how to take the batteries out. The problem. Most people walk around like emotional ping pong balls, bouncing between reactions based on what other people say or do. And here's what nobody tells you. When you take things personally, you're making everything about you when it's actually about them. Think about it. That person who cut you off, they don't even know you exist. They're stressed about their own problems, late for their own appointment, distracted by their own drama. That coworker who made the sarcastic comment, they're insecure about their own performance and projecting it onto you. That stranger's dirty look, they might have just gotten terrible news, or they're having the worst day of their life, or they weren't even looking at you at all. But you made it about you. You took their behavior, filtered it through your insecurities, and created your own suffering. The Buddha said it perfectly. You will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger. The shift. So how do you stop? It starts with understanding one fundamental principle. People's behavior is a reflection of their internal world, not a reflection of your worth. Let me give you a framework that changes everything. I call it the mirror principle. When someone is rude to you, they're not holding up a mirror showing who you are. They're holding up a mirror showing who they are. Their anger, their rudeness, their negativity, it's all information about their state of mind, not yours. Imagine you're walking down the street and someone screams at you from their window. You look up and realize they're not screaming at you. They're on the phone having an argument. Instantly, you feel nothing. Why? Because you correctly identified that it wasn't about you. This is happening all the time. You just don't realize it. That person who was rude to you, they're on the phone with their own life, their own problems, their own pain. You just happen to walk past their window. Once you truly internalize this, something incredible happens. You develop emotional immunity. Common mistakes. Now, before I give you the practical tools, let me warn you about 3 mistakes people make when trying to apply this. Mistake number 1, confusing not taking it personally with accepting disrespect. Not taking things personally doesn't mean you tolerate bad behavior. It means you don't internalize it. You can set boundaries without making it about your worth. Someone's rude to you, you can say, I don't appreciate that tone, without thinking, they must think I'm worthless. Mistake number 2, using this as an excuse to avoid accountability. Sometimes criticism is about you. If your boss gives you feedback about your work, or a friend tells you that you hurt their feelings, don't hide behind they're just projecting. The question is this feedback about something I did, or about how they're feeling? Mistake number 3, expecting this to work perfectly immediately. You're going to fail at this a lot. Someone's going to say something, and you're going to react emotionally before you even remember to pause. That's normal. This is a practice, not a switch you flip once. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Each time you catch yourself taking something personally, you're one step closer to emotional freedom. The practical tools. Let me give you 3 techniques you can use immediately. Technique 1, the 3-second pause. When someone does something that would normally trigger you, pause for 3 seconds before responding. In those 3 seconds, ask yourself, is this about me or is this about them? For example, when a parent compares you to someone else and says, your cousin already has their life together, you pause for 3 seconds and ask yourself, is this about my worth or about their expectations and worries? Or when a friend says, you never listen to me, you pause for 3 seconds and ask yourself, is this about you being a bad friend or about them feeling unheard in that moment? 9 times out of 10, it's about them. That 3-second gap creates space between stimulus and response. And in that space, you find your power. Technique 2, the projection. Question, when someone criticizes you or acts negatively toward you, ask, what would someone have to be feeling internally to behave this way externally? Stressed, insecure, overwhelmed, hurt? When you see their behavior as a symptom of their internal state, compassion replaces anger. You can't be angry at someone and feel sorry for them at the same time. Technique 3, the detachment mantra. Create a simple phrase you repeat when you feel triggered, something like, not my problem, or their storm, not my ship. It reminds you that you can observe someone else's chaos without letting it sink you. Other people might use, not my circus, not my monkeys, or they're having a moment, I'm not joining it. Find what works for you, but make it automatic. The more you repeat it, the more your brain starts to believe it. The deeper truth. Here's what all of this really comes down to. You cannot control what people say or do, but you have absolute control over what it means. Viktor Frankl survived the Nazi concentration camps and wrote about the one freedom that can never be taken from you, the freedom to choose your response. Think about the people you admire most, the ones who seem unshakable. They're not unshakable because nothing bad happens to them. They're unshakable because they've mastered this principle. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He was literally running an empire, dealing with wars, betrayals, and chaos, and he understood that his inner peace was the only thing he could truly control. You don't need to be an emperor or philosopher to apply this. You just need to remember, the only approval you need is your own. The only peace you need to protect is your own. When you stop needing everyone to like you, validate you, or treat you perfectly, you become untouchable. The moment you realize that your peace is your responsibility, not anyone else's job to maintain, everything changes. You stop giving people power they don't deserve. You stop outsourcing your emotional state to strangers. You stop taking personally the things that were never personal to begin with. And here's the beautiful part. When you stop being easily bothered, people stop bothering you as much. Confidence and emotional stability are like force fields. Drama bounces off them. So the next time someone tries to ruin your day, remember this. They're not ruining your day. They're having their own bad day. And you get to decide whether to join them. You are not a victim of other people's chaos. You are the guardian of your own peace. Take the batteries out of that remote control. Nobody else gets to press your buttons anymore. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments. Now go reclaim your peace.